Bitcoin, blockchain, Dogecoin, Ethereum, NFTs. Everyone is talking about cryptocurrencies, but does anyone actually understand what cryptocurrencies are, how they work, and how do they compare when investing in property? Even celebrities seem to find it very difficult to explain exactly what they are, but seem to be happy to advertise them on their social media platforms to their millions of followers. Have you seen this advert from Matt Damon? You have to check it out. This advert received so much criticism. See if you can figure out why.
These men and women, these mere mortals, just like you and me, as they peer over the edge, they calm their minds and steel their nerves with four simple words that have been whispered by the intrepid since the time of the Romans. Fortune favors the brave.
This advert received so much criticism mainly because of the tagline, "Fortune favors the brave," which it could be argued encourages investors, whether young or old, who don't know any better, to dive into something which is high risk. I really like this clip from South Park, which sums up those that invested. You must have seen this. If not, where have you been? Watch this.
What does Matt Damon say on that Bitcoin commercial? Fortune favors the brave.
My dad said he listened to Matt Damon and lost all his money.
Yes, everyone did, but they were brave in doing so.
In June 2022, Bill Gates said that cryptocurrencies are 100% based on the greater fool theory. Stay tuned to find out what he meant by this. It's profound. So Bitcoin or buy to let? Let's get into it. Please do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. It helps me more than you think. What is cryptocurrency? This seems to be the hardest and most difficult question to answer, but it seems that the easiest way to explain what cryptocurrencies are is to think of them as digital currencies that are exchanged online and that are not tied to any government. How do they work? The idea is that you don't have a central record of transactions. Instead, you distribute many copies of this ledger around the world. Each owner of each copy records every transaction. At random, one of the ledger owners will be given some cryptocurrency as a reward of some newly created cryptocurrency. All this information is recorded by computers that uses blockchain technology to track transactions. Units of cryptocurrency are created through a process called mining, which involves using computer programs to solve complicated mathematical problems that generate coins. Crypto mining has become increasingly challenging and competitive over the years. In order to provide the computational power needed in an increasingly competitive environment, many miners build or buy specialized equipment. This can be costly and it doesn't guarantee that you'll receive the reward for mining. There are also environmental concerns that come with crypto mining thanks to the massive amounts of electricity required to power increasingly sophisticated and powerful mining computers. What's been happening to cryptocurrency? The performance of cryptocurrencies can be notoriously volatile, with rollercoaster peaks and troughs. In 2013, an individual Bitcoin worth just a few dollars. At the time of this video, its price stood around $22,000, a huge increase on 9 years ago, but some way off the all-time high of nearly $68,000 it achieved towards the end of 2021. Why has cryptocurrency been gaining so much traction? The real benefit of using something like Bitcoin is that anyone with a phone can buy or sell or send someone Bitcoin. You don't need a bank account. The transaction costs are a lot less, and also it's available 24/7, unlike banking. The scope is incredible, and hence why the price of Bitcoin and a lot of the cryptocurrencies have skyrocketed in the early days. It has been said that these currencies are more secure and less prone to fraud when compared to traditional currencies. Tesla, which made the news last year when it revealed a major investment in Bitcoin, has now sold most of its holdings of the cryptocurrency. Tesla offloaded 75% of its Bitcoin, which was worth about £1.7 billion at the end of 2021. It was backing away as the value of the cryptocurrency had plunged falling by more than 50% this year. Tesla said it bought traditional currencies worth $936 million from its Bitcoin sales. Elon Musk has been among the most high-profile advocates of cryptocurrencies, with his postings on social media often driving significant trading activity. Tesla's $1.5 billion investment in Bitcoin, revealed in February 2021, prompted a surge in the demand for the currency. The price of the notoriously volatile cryptocurrency soared last year to almost $70,000 in November before crashing. One Bitcoin now trades for less than $25,000. Tesla last year stopped accepting Bitcoin as payment for its cars, citing concerns about the climate impact of energy-intensive Bitcoin mining. At the time, Mr. Musk said on social media that the company would not be selling the Bitcoin it owned. What is property investing? By contrast to cryptocurrencies, property investing is so simple. At its basic level, it involves buying a property to let out for the long term, for which you earn a monthly cash flow, which is the difference between the rent you receive and the mortgage payments, and long-term capital appreciation. Long-term capital appreciation means that the value of the property increases over time. It's an asset class that is in short supply and demand for it's only increasing. This means that over time its value increases, which means you have the opportunity of remortgaging a buy-to-let at its higher value, therefore releasing some capital from the property to use either to invest in more property or choose to spend as you wish. I give an example of this using one of the properties I remortgaged below. How does it work? I used to be a traditional or armchair property investor, by which I mean I would do exactly what I mentioned above. I would buy a 3-bedroom house to rent out for the monthly cash flow and long-term capital appreciation. For example, I purchased this 3-bedroom terraced house in Birmingham for £84,000. I put down a 25% deposit, so it cost me £21,000. I spent £10,000 refurbishing this property and spent £1,500 on legal fees. So all in all, this vanilla buy-to-let cost me £32,500. I rented this house out at £575 per calendar month. The monthly mortgage payment was £314 per month, which meant that on a monthly basis, I had a cash flow of £260. The gross yield on the investment was 8.21%. The money left in was £32,500. And so the return on investment was 10%. So to recap, on a monthly basis, I was getting cash flow from the property without having to put much time into the property, as I had it managed by a letting agent. And over time, the value of this property would go up as house prices tend to double every 10 years on average. I actually remortgaged this property a few years ago and released £50,608.51, which was tax-free. It was tax-free because I owned this property in my personal name, and because no sale had taken place, there was no tax to pay. My monthly cash flow on the property increased as well because I got a lower rate, and my monthly cash flow now is £387.86 per month. This is why I love investing in property, a physical, tangible asset class that you can look at and touch. You can see how you might be able to add value, and there is lots of information out there to help you do your due diligence. For example, sold comparables. You can find out how much properties have actually sold for using Rightmove sold house prices, or even just ask an estate agent to provide you with some sold comparables. You can find out what it might be worth once you have refurbished the property. Again, you can just ask a local estate agent. You can ask a builder how much it will cost to refurbish. The stamp duty, you can use an online calculator to calculate, such as the Knight Frank calculator shown here. Legal fees. You can ask a solicitor the cost of the conveyancing process and get a quote from them. Bridging and buy-to-let costs. You can speak with a bridging broker and buy-to-let broker and find out the costs in relation to bridging finance and also the costs in relation to the buy-to-let mortgage. As you can see, you can actually bed down a lot of the costs involved even before deciding to buy the property. The only uncertainty is the end value. But guess what? I developed the B4R property investing model, which allows me to add more value over and above a normal refurbishment, which helps to reduce the uncertainty of a down valuation as you are creating a significant amount of uplift. Using this model, I've converted the following: 2-bedroom houses into 3-bedroom houses, 1-bedroom flats into 2-bedroom flats, a house into 2 flats. I'm in the process of converting a mixed-use commercial unit into 4 flats. Using this model has allowed me to buy nearly 3 times the number of properties I used to buy as a traditional investor, so it's been a real game changer in the growth of my portfolio. The biggest advantage of investing in property as an asset class is leverage. Literally no other asset class offers this opportunity. For example, to buy an investment property worth £100,000, I only need to come up with 25%, so £25,000. Yes, I will need some additional funds for the stamp duty, £3,000, legal fees, which might say be another £1,500, and then any cost of refurbishment works. And depending on what I do to that property, I can further reduce even further the amount I've invested in that property by using the B4R property investing model. The model I usually follow is to buy on a bridge, apply the B4R property investing model, and refinance onto a buy-to-let mortgage. What's been happening in the UK property market? The property market has been red hot since COVID. There's been a race for space, more indoor as well as outdoor space, meaning that the price of houses has been spiraling out of control. The Bank of England has been raising the Bank of England base rate a number of times in order to try and reduce inflation. What impact will this have on the housing market? Many people think that there will be a crash, but I don't think so. Demand is still as strong as ever, even though affordability might be hit. I think what we will see is a slowdown in the growth of house prices, which remain subdued for some time to come. Which is better? Which one is better will depend on your risk appetite and your outlook. I am looking for reliable and predictable results, and therefore I invest in property. If I can't even begin to try and explain to someone else why I've decided to invest in Bitcoin, other than saying, well, a lot of celebrities are investing in it, then to me, it sounds like a pure gamble, a game of chance, and one which involves a lot of luck. I'm not looking for luck, I'm looking for leverage, and property is the only asset class where you can use leverage. If I wanted to invest £25,000 into Bitcoin, I would need £25,000. There's no leverage. Forget luck, go for leverage. In June 2022, Bill Gates said that the cryptocurrencies are 100% based on greater fool theory. The greater fool theory suggests that one can sometimes make money through the purchase of overvalued assets. So items with a purchase price drastically exceeding the intrinsic value, if those assets can be resold at even higher prices. In this context, one fool might pay for an overpriced asset, hoping that he can sell it to an even greater fool and make a profit. This only works as long as there are enough new greater fools willing to pay higher and higher prices for the asset class. Eventually, investors can no longer deny that the price is out of touch with reality, at which point a sell-off can cause the price to drop significantly until it's closer to its fair value, which in some cases could be zero. Fears are growing that the so-called digital currency could become completely worthless, as the cost of electronically producing or mining a Bitcoin through complex computer algorithms becomes more expensive than the end result. Cryptocurrencies and their volatile behavior has prompted the UK's financial watchdog, the Financial Conduct Authority, to describe them as very high risk speculative investments. If you invest in crypto assets, it warns you should be prepared to lose all your money. Crypto or property? What are your thoughts? If you want to find out how I released £187,000 tax-free from one of the properties I own, then check out my free course at ravinderAujla.com. Link in the description.